Ah,
Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. I'm going to do a really quick intro. I know some of you weren't able to join us in the first part. And if you were able to join us, welcome back. We hope some of you have some videos to share. Really excited about having some live feedback. Before I turn it over to Fela, a couple of things I wanted to share about Aparo. So you are attending Aparo's Nonprofit Bites and Insights. These are free webinar series that we do for nonprofit professionals. We have about a topic a month. So if you haven't already, would recommend signing up for our email subscription so that you can get updated on, not subscription, newsletter, so that you can get updated on our monthly webinars. Today is part two of the storytelling with your phone. We have Fela returning with us, going to give us some live feedback. Really excited about that. Just as a heads up, so again, this is a little bit different than what we're used to, but we will still be recording this session. If you are uncomfortable sharing with the recorded session, do please keep that in mind. You can always send your videos to Fela to get individual feedback as well. All of you attending live, you will receive a follow-up email from me. It'll include the direct link to this recording as well as the previous part one recording, including the slide deck and other resources we might talk about today. Again, we switched from webinar to meeting format, so I don't think there's a Q&A box, but there is a chat box, so feel free to use that. If you are new to Apara, really quickly, Apara, we are a nonprofit in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we help other nonprofits with any of their technology needs or challenges. So if ever you are looking for some one-on-one support or some support for your staff or just some support for your organization around technology, we are here to help with that. Best way to check us out is to our website at apara.org. You can check out our services to see more in depth of how we can support you and your nonprofit. All right, well, that's it for me. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. And it is officially yours, Fela. I think.
all right. Hello, everyone. Good to see faces this time. Um, did anybody here get to do the video? Connie, I did get your video. Are you okay if I share it?
Yeah, I'm good with that. I actually redid it because I didn't like it, but
Oh,
we can
okay.
still share it.
You'll share it. You're
Oh,
fine.
you can share it. It's fine.
No, no, no.
Either
But
one.
you got the most recent
I
version,
do have the most recent
so
one.
I'd like to see that version if you.
Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah. Get it together, and I guess Yinting, you can give her permission when she asks. In a
Yes,
few.
it'll pop up.
But in the meantime, how did everybody that tried the homework, how did it go? Thanks. I'm looking at the chat right now. I was unable. Okay, a few people just weren't able to make it last week. But any feedback from trying it out on your own from anybody that was here last week? Connie, how did you feel about it?
I mean, I redid it 40 times.
Exactly. I mean, it's a work in progress, but you pretty much kind of do a piece of content and keep it going. You make the next piece of content better, but you're telling more of the story every time of why you're doing what you're doing. So don't get too caught up on that. But every time it's a little bit better, right, Connie?
Yeah, I got some feedback so I work for a police department. We have a public information officer, and I showed it to him this morning, and I was like, be nice. And he made a suggestion that I liked a lot better, and that's why I redid it this morning.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. And yeah, you just continue to learn. did you feel like you used the four steps, the with the hook and the hook, the problem, the solution,
For the most part.
action, huh?
Yeah. For the most part, yes.
For the most part.
Yeah.
What do you think you want to work on the next video that you do?
Well, I didn't have a lot of video footage from some of our prior events, so I need to start working on getting some more short video footage.
Right, right. Okay. Would you like to show it? Did
Yeah,
you
I can. Let's see if
okay, yeah, let's
it'll
just
let
share
me.
it. Yeah. And you're gonna see a button. Make sure you click to include sound.
My name is Connie. I'm the coordinator for Cobb Police Athletic League, or Cobb PAL as we call it. We're a nonprofit that falls under the Cobb County Police Department, and we serve the youth of Cobb County from 4 to 18 years of age. We do this through mentorship, sports, and recreational programming. Right now, part of our mission is to prevent juvenile crime by giving youth safe spaces and positive role models to include our officers. We're growing and we're trying to expand PAL, and we'd love your help. Whether it's sharing our programming with families and encouraging kids to join or supporting us as donors and partners. Together, we're hoping as a community we can make a real difference. Thanks for watching the video.
All right. Nice. I liked it. I liked how you started it out. With the kids, it is a hook. It gives you a reason to keep going and listening to, okay, so what's going on with these kids? And it looks like it's in a positive realm as well. It caught my attention and I wanted to hear more even after like the first 3 seconds because that's all you have with most people
Right.
with our with our attention span. Um, yeah, I really liked it. I think, yeah, you see where you can tighten up on a few things. I like the story that you were telling. Um, you can even give us some statistics, on how you guys have helped, so far, and like, some numbers on, how many people are part of it. Um, so yeah. What would you like to add to it, Connie, in the future again?
Like I said, more video of some of the stuff we do outside
Hmm,
of just the sports programming. I don't have video of any of those particular things. So I'd like to
hmm,
start capturing more of that to be able to share. And maybe
great.
get some like people that or families that we've touched and get information, like have them on video talking as well.
Testimonials.
Right.
Exactly, exactly. Weaving in some testimonials with it definitely gives it more gravitas and more respect from people who are checking it out. So yeah, see, you're on your way.
Yay.
Anybody else in the audience? Anybody else have any thoughts? Or I saw some hearts. What did you like about it? And I guess in the meantime, I will recap a little bit on last week as well. But thank you so much, Connie. Olivia, yeah, you can, yeah.
I was just gonna say, I loved seeing the kids be joyful in the video. I think that in
Right.
itself is a great call to action
Mhm.
because people want to help others feel joy and positivity. So I think you picked great videos. I know that you said you wished you could include more, but I thought that the ones that you did were really impactful.
Agreed. Agreed. That was a great job, Connie. Thank
I
you,
had a
Olivia.
quick question if I can.
Hmm.
So for the music, should we look for music that's currently trending, or should we just use whatever music we think matches the the theme, I guess, of the video.
Yeah, try and match the theme. And you can just research. I mean, you could put in the search engine, like inspiring or stuff like that. Put that into the search engine, and it'll give you a bunch of songs for the platform that you're posting to. As I mentioned last week, use the music for the platform that you're using so that you don't have any copyright issue. So that's a big deal. So kind of you want something that goes to the theme. I mean, if it's heartwarming, you don't want techno music per se. It's curating. You're figuring out, what works, but you do want kind of the faster techno stuff with um sports and stuff like that, or even with Connie's video, it could have worked with that because it was just, you could fast pace edits and the pacing. And as you look at other people's reels, check that out. See what they're doing. And, look at their numbers, and the stuff that does have high numbers, see what music they're using and what's trending for what they're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anyone else? And just, kind of jump in. It's pretty loose. But I will share um what we're basing these videos off of if you weren't here last week. Um, it's off of the story structure. So the hook, Connie used the kids playing, and it was like, oh, okay, this is a good thing, considering what you're now seeing a lot of on social media. It will hook people to continue to listen, or giving a staggering statistic of what's going on with your nonprofit that you're trying to help out with, that'll get people to be like, oh wow, I didn't know that. The hook is to get you to stay past the 3 seconds when people are scrolling. So figuring out what that thing is it the statistic? Is it who you're working with? And all the videos are different things. Maybe you had a influencer that came to your nonprofit. When you see their faces, it's going to make you stay longer type thing. So you're always thinking about what will make that person stay to listen to this whole video and get to at the end the call to action, and then getting to the problem, the attention, and then what's the challenge from that attention, and then the solution, and into the call to action, which brings them to you or your nonprofit or business. So that is kind of the story structure. And that can be done with voiceover, like with what Connie did, voiceover with pictures, or you just talking to the camera like I am right now. You can do a 30-second. I mean, and I guess all of you should have elevator pitches, right? For your nonprofits, you got to know what you want, those big donations to go towards, and how to get volunteers. Those are, so that 20 or 30-second thing that you usually tell people for that, get that on camera as well. All those sort of things that you're already using to close business and to get, donations and volunteers, put that into video as well, using this story structure, because this story structure is what everyone uses. I mean, it's the thing that your brain naturally wants to see: a hook, the problem, the solution, and then the call to action to that problem. So that's what we're looking for in video. Let me see. I had someone else. Stop sharing. I had someone else send me a video. I'm gonna pull that up. I think that was Nadine, and she's over a swimming school. And let's watch this.
Hello, I'm Nadine Ford, Director of Evolutionary Aquatics. For the past 4 years, we've proudly enabled Black adults to reclaim and celebrate their aquatic heritage through safe, inclusive swim and kayak programs. As our reach has grown, so has our need for stronger technology. Right now, our member files, staff certifications, check-ins, and business records are scattered, making it hard to operate efficiently and securely. That's why the GAIN program is such a powerful fit. With this support, we can streamline data management, ensure cyber-safe check-ins, train our staff in web security and AI tools, and build a lasting technology roadmap. With these systems in place, we'll serve more people with greater precision, efficiency, and care. We're excited for the chance to join GAIN, and thank you for considering Evolutionary Aquatics.
Okay, Evolutionary Aquatics. That was cool because you don't have to have music, like I said. Let me get it. Because you want to add that later to the platform so you don't have any issues with copyright. Because all those different record labels and stuff have different contracts with different platforms. So yeah, you want to make sure. Let me close that. So yeah, you want to make sure that you kind of, you know, edit to the platform so you don't have to go back and forth on that sort of thing. Um, she had interesting pictures and stuff. There wasn't like a definite hook per se with that. But she gave us great information about what they're doing, and I would keep looking at it. I mean, because it's like, oh, people in a pool, and it says, people of color in a pool. You don't see it as, I mean, just you don't see it as much. So it's that's kind of the hook in and of itself. Funny enough, so it's also figuring out those sorts of things. So stuff that you're not used to seeing, that's the hook too. So thinking about that for those, 30 and 90-second things. And again, these are the things that's for free. Like for a living, I do podcasts and stuff, for businesses and nonprofits and stuff. But this kind of stuff, you could do this all day. In your team or yourself or your leadership, coming up with like series that every Thursday I put out this, 60-second thing that I'm catching people up of what's going on in my nonprofit. So having some kind of consistency, whether you want to pay somebody like me to do the longer form stuff, or you're starting out and you don't have that much capital, do it yourself. You have to. If you're the leader of your nonprofit or your business or whatever, you have to be the face putting out there what you're doing. But I mean, you are doing stuff. Every day is an event. What you're capturing, what you're doing every day, and then using it months later. It doesn't have to be used at the time, but capturing a bunch of like B-roll and stuff that can always be used for events or for donation videos that you need to put together throughout the year. This is easy stuff that you can end up doing yourself, while you're, watching Netflix or something kind of in the background. Like it, this is just stuff that's you can do. These are tools that you have. Anybody have any questions? Let me see. What do you recommend for nonprofits that serve people in person and may not have much footage? Um, Testimonials, a day in the life of what you do, even if it's at a computer. I mean, it's still actionable stuff. Um, and think, what do you do? Now I'm curious if,
Hi, I'll come off mute.
yeah.
So I'm the founder and director of Rooted Hearts Ministries. We provide sensory toolboxes that we ship out to families throughout the country. So we're not necessarily, not currently, we are working towards doing in-person services.
Uh-huh.
But for right now, we basically provide therapy in the toolbox to
Oh, well,
families
that's
while they're waiting.
amazing.
Thank you. While they're waiting for therapy to start because of the diagnosis to therapy start gap that exists.
Oh, well,
Um,
that's great stuff. Sensory. That's exactly what you want to use for video. What are we talking about? I mean, you're not using it with them in front of them, but you can definitely put out the information of what sensory tools you're using. And I mean, that could even get into endorsements with sensory tools that,
right.
and, tagging the tools that you're using and letting them know, and then you're at least getting a discount off of, as you get them in bulk for your clientele. So yeah, you using that, definitely. You have a product though. I
Right.
mean, services, products, all of that. I mean, featuring a new sensory toy every month or every week. Like making that a part of your business and making it one less thing that you have to pay for.
That's great. Thank you.
Um,
I appreciate you.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Because I mean, I've done that for my business. Like the mic that you're hearing me talk through right now, I endorse them, and I've done videos for them, and then they featured my business. So, being able to share your videos with another sensory company, they will reshare to their followers as well, which also brings more people to your nonprofit. So, yeah, and that's easy stuff, just using that with, what I said last week, using your phone, using a tripod, decent lighting, and, showing, yourself using it or a kid, with permission and all of that. But I mean, yeah, it's pretty endless, especially with products. Anybody else have
Thank you.
any thoughts? Yeah, yeah, no problem. Um, yeah, any other thoughts on like best ways, or anybody get hung up on editing? Thoughts of stuff like that? Anything. You're in front of a professional that just does this all day. So that's why I didn't want to get it bogged down with a bunch of presentations of me just talking at you for a half an hour. So that's why I just want to answer real world stuff for you guys that yeah. Go ahead, Gretchen. Yeah.
Thank you, Kayla. And sorry I missed last week. Is there like an estimated time? Because you talked about like people's attention. What would you say is like too long for like an infomercial or that weekly post? Like 20 seconds or
I said 60 seconds for this for the homework that I gave everyone last week.
right?
It depends. You can get all those four things done in 20 seconds, so 10 seconds without talking. It's just like so it kind of depends on how you want to go about it. And this is many times. This isn't just one video you're going to do for
Yeah.
the year because it won't do anything. You
Right.
have to be telling continuous stories of like, okay, this thing happened this week. Tell the story of that thing with the hook.
Right.
Why that, blew your mind, or why this thing, is a big deal. And you're just doing that continuously. Um, since I mean, this whole thing is about it being free. So, I with me doing it, I do it for people for their podcasts and stuff. So then I'm chopping up the stories for them, and they're having the continuous story from us out of their own podcast. So it's just continuous stuff. So it kind of depends on what you're into,
That makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah. Because we
And
definitely
coming
oh, sorry,
up
go
with the
ahead.
plan for your team so that you can just be consistent.
Stick to it. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Consistency would help for regularity of when we're doing that. Because it definitely seems metrics wise, people love videos,
Oh yeah.
especially if we're hopping on like trending reels or
Yeah.
whatnot. I love that someone asked that for like the backtrack.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I
just
would
trying to think
be
of the topic. Yeah.
exactly. So I would be like, get your interns to have a weekly thing that they do. Get your leaders
Yeah.
to do a thing. The president or the CEO or whatever have a thing that they do every week. Something that's keeping the story
Content.
going. That
Yeah.
they're not like, what do you guys do again? Like when people hit you with the, I don't.
Right.
Again, like when you get that,
You don't want that look.
you don't want that look. And this is what helps that. When people can, Google your company and then look at 20 videos in a row, and people will take a deep dive on you. I guess as I'll retell this story on like why like I got into this because by trade I went to school for audio engineering. So I wanted to mix bands and go out on tour and do that sort of thing. So I'm doing that, but I'm just doing it locally. And the bands at the time I was living in South Florida, and the bands that I wanted to mix, their engineers were either in LA and New York. I ended up moving to New Jersey, just outside of Manhattan, and I didn't know anybody. And if you don't know people, especially in New York and in the music scene, it's just like it's like, what are you even doing here? If you don't have somebody vouching for you. So I was like, how do I get around this? Like, I know I'm a good engineer, and by that time I had been doing it for 8 years. I was like, let me start doing this social media thing, and I started posting the bands that I liked with a $200 recorder, and it was just the audio and my mix, and then a picture of the band, and I started posting it on LinkedIn. And 8 months later, a 9-time Grammy Award winner found me, and that was how I ended up going on tour around the world: Africa, Asia, Europe. Because from a $50 a night gig, I ended up getting 20 times that later because I simply put out there what I was doing. So whether you're a nonprofit, a plumber, an electrician, whatever, if people don't know what you do or don't understand what you're doing, none of this of what you're doing makes sense. You have to get as many people as possible to understand what you're doing so that they can give you help, or be like, I know the right person that is looking to donate to this sort of thing. You have to put out there the essence and get it out there, because you just never know where other people will take it. You having your idea, I never knew that I was going to get out on tour per se with those videos from these $50 a night gigs to a Grammy Award winner. But who knew? You have to put out there what you are doing. And that's what I want to push everybody to do. I mean, what I did was free too. It was just sweat equity. And sweat equity will get you a lot in video. I later also got a writing position for Mix Magazine, an audio engineering magazine, because the editor found me on LinkedIn because they saw me talking about podcasting and gear and stuff like that. So when people see you doing stuff, they'll create other stuff for you. You just don't know, but they have to know what you're doing. So the consistency of doing video, telling your story every which way you can, what's going on that week, showing that you're actually getting to work, because there's so many nonprofits that I see personally that I'm like, is this going? Is this a full, who are they? What is this? So that's what I help people out with our business, is helping people get out there what they're doing. But you could also do it yourself, and it's gonna get to a point, if you do it well yourself, you're gonna end up passing it off to somebody like me to make it even go bigger. So it's, but you already know how to tell stories as well, and then you help another company that would help you grow this even bigger. And that's how I see it kind of stacking. But right now, I just want you guys to be able to tell your own stories and get to the level of being able to hire somebody like me, and it makes sense. But you can also make a gang of money and get this in front of the right people, using these strategies that you don't have to pay me thousands. Hopefully we want to get you to that. But this right here will get you there. And I know it will, because it helped me get myself to that point. And I've helped other, of my clients, go even further. So anybody have any questions about that, about, how to build and, any platform stuff? What's the best way to grow it? Any of that sort of stuff, just pick my brain. I mean, it's, people pay me pretty good money for that. So,
Hey, my name is Elijah Brunson.
okay.
Um, I know the workshop centers like using your phone to capture your story.
Mhm.
You saw what seemed like edited video with audio, and I'm curious, like, what applications are people using to be able to do that on their phone? Because in my
Okay. Yeah.
this
We
video,
were using CapCut. CapCut, and there are a few other ones like that. Capture. Um, those are free for like a week or two, or they have different free things until you have to start paying. But you can start doing that for free. You know, and get used to editing what makes sense for you, how you like to get B-roll. And so when you have something called B-roll, which is just getting video of hands moving of an action. And then you'll put like voiceover on top of that sort of thing. What Connie did earlier. So you want at least like, I didn't mention this last week. You want at least like 3 seconds of like really good B-roll of certain things, of it not shaking, but like really, like at least 3 seconds, if not longer, of like really smooth movements with that B-roll. Um, and and then also Connie, your video was in widescreen. Um, you also want to think about how you want to shoot. Some of it was widescreen, and then some of it was vertical, which you want to, think about that ahead of time when you're doing video. Right now, shorts and reels are going through the roof. So I would just say everything should be shorts and reels. Get into the long form a little bit later, but if you're just getting started, just go ahead and start putting those 20, 30-second clips to reels. And you want to shoot those in vertical. So when you're editing, Elijah, you want to you can edit in vertical or widescreen, but it just looks better in vertical when you're shooting for shorts and reels. Now, when you're going long form, that's just considered a post. That looks better in widescreen. So you can convert, but it always can look weird. So you kind of want to think ahead of time how you want to format your video, whether that's vertical or widescreen ahead of time on like what this content is going to be. But I would suggest it all kind of be vertical right now. And what I mean by vertical, that means like, this is vertical or shooting, this is widescreen. So vertical and widescreen. So yeah, you using and with the CapCut and stuff like that, you also get you could put in captions, filters, all that stuff, and that's going to be extra. That's going to be like $30 a month. And it's really worth it if you're really using it how you should, which is pretty much every day. You should be putting out something new, assigning it to somebody on your team. They have something, you have something, so that it's not on one person's back per se, unless you've hired a social media person and you've agreed on how and when you're going to post. That I answer your question, Elijah? All right, good stuff. Is there a specific app where team members can share photos and videos? As far as sharing, I mean, just the basics of from Google Drives to Dropboxes. As far as the apps, the app is assigned to like the one phone. You know what? I have to look into that deeper with a team, and I think it's probably like a team, like a team version that you can buy too, that it can be on several different phones. But then as far as sharing photos and videos, you'll have to use yeah, Canva for Teams is cool too. Yeah, that's great for editing. They man, yeah, they got a lot of great stuff. Because audio and video take up so much room, you'll definitely need a Dropbox account, or Google account. So you'll be able to also go back to certain stuff if you need to like do a reel going back to different events over the years and you want to do a video for that. You want to also have some kind of order to your content. So you have a gala that you do every year, or you do some kind of event every year. Have a folder for that and put a year to it, so that you can like keep organized and and you can be like, all right, yeah, get pictures from the last 4 years for this ad we want to do for the gala to show, how much we've advanced this certain thing. So being organized is key as well, so that anybody can jump in there and be like, oh, okay, I know the gala 2017. Here's the pictures. so that when you get new social media people or add to your team, that it makes sense and it's not just a gang of pictures all over the place. So being as organized as you can ahead of time is key.
So Fela, just a time check. We are at 15 minutes and got actually a few questions we haven't covered yet. So one of the questions is they work for youth in schools where they're not able to show footage of faces. Do you have any recommendations around that?
Oh yeah, I mean you can show their like lower torso or like feet walking. We when I worked at a news station, they would do that all the time. So their hands moving on certain things. You could do that all day. So anything else about that though? Did I get that right? Whoever asked that, if they want to talk.
Yes, thank you. That's helpful. I think with us, we've been trying to keep it without their faces, and sometimes what we've gotten feedback is it's not as engaging, or like they can't see the video that Connie showed earlier. They see their faces happy, and they want to see a bit more. And so I think on that note would be, how could we make that content a little more engaging if there's no faces?
Oh, okay. You'll have to get you'll have to get permission from parents, and especially because you may want to get some testimonial stuff too, right?
Yeah,
Um,
and particularly like what we do is a mentorship program, and so our goal was to not recruit students but recruit adults, and showing sometimes the students only working on activities. We haven't gotten much engagement from it. Rather, the feedback of it's like what we see is like people just scroll through it because we can't show the students faces, and so I just creatively trying to think of other ideas that we could show the work that we do.
oh, so hold on. It's not kids. It's
Yeah, we work with kids in schools. But the content that we're trying to create is for adults who will serve as mentors.
all to serve as mentors. Oh, okay. Um, and like in sharing content that would bring in mentors.
Yes, and we've done that in the past, like by showing some of the activities of like the students' hands, but we haven't really gotten much engagement from that.
Okay. Well, what about, I mean, then I would use the mentors that you already have and kind of showing them doing their thing per se, kind of shining on them. You could show his face, but and show the back of the kids' heads type thing, right? Like it's just getting really creative, but if you just show the mentors doing their thing with the kids and like seeing their hands up per se, yeah, but just getting very creative. And then that's where your editing comes in.
Yes, I think that's where like Solar is like to another question. Like I would get into editing and I get into editing zone and last myself 2 hours trying to get one video out.
Well, with that, you do have to be very careful. So it will take time because you do have to be very careful about what's being seen when kids are involved. So that is kind of the plight. And that's one of those things where you have to figure out what can I do series wise once a week that this makes sense. So once a month at least, like telling that story to get more of that information out there,
Good point. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just the consistency of it. Because once you can do it once a month, and then you look up it's a year and you got 12 videos, and then those things are you just keep recycling or being able to use the B-roll from one for another one and then, kind of building off of it. Use it that way. So, okay. Any other questions? Any tips for getting great audio without using expensive equipment? Yeah, I mean, you can use the audio that's on board on your phone. Um, that like the CapCut and stuff like that. Even if you're kind of in a noisier place, they have vocal isolation that's really good when you activate it. So using stuff like that to kind of clean up the audio, um, and then being able to mask it a little bit more if it was loud with the music that you're gonna add from the platform. So then you're doing a little bit of audio mixing, but I mean it's mixed to taste. You can't when you can't hear the vocal and stuff like that. So you can also make the audio louder in those editing apps too. So it can take out all the surrounding audio that's not your vocal, but then you can also look for volume options as well that'll push it that'll make it louder. So, in that $30 a month that it costs for those different apps, it's worth it. It's a whole studio in those things compared to what 20 years ago. Holy cow. I mean, what you can do on a phone is pretty amazing. So with that, you're not even using an external microphone. You're just using the microphone that's in the phone. You just need to be within like 6 feet or so, and talk pretty loudly. You have to do some tweaking to see what works, but it's possible with those tools. So, any other questions? Anything?
I think there was a good one. What's one unexpected storytelling moment from everyday operations that we might be overlooking?
Yeah, I mean, everyday things. You're not doing the same thing every day. What are we talking about? So, yeah, there are things that develop every day that you can't talk about immediately, but once that thing goes through, you can document it as soon as it starts to happen, and then once that thing does come to fruition, be able to do a video about it from the beginning to the end. So using the everyday stuff for a longer video that you may end up using for like a gala or something or some event, having that video ready so that you don't have to pay somebody like me to come in and do it for $3,000. That we're gonna put it together for you and stuff, or it not being that big of a deal. Like if people came to me with a bunch of their stuff already and all I have to do is edit it, it would be less time for me to go out there and get B-roll for you and capture stuff for you. But if you have stuff for editors, that saves you money in the long run as well. Instead of having to get somebody to capture it, you just need to pay for editors. So getting unexpected moments, always have that phone ready. So it's somebody's birthday or all that sort of thing. Capture some of it. I mean, those are heartwarming things for the Christmas party too. All of this stuff that you can always use, and it's just things that people can use and be collaborations for other things with other nonprofits as well. So, yeah, using it's creativity at this point. It's a million different ways, and it's like, what's the creativity that you would like to use? Did that answer your question? Who
Yes, it did. It did.
Okay.
Thank you. I had one more I put in the chat as well. It's noisy where I'm at, so I
Okay,
might
what
have to.
is have you seen a small nonprofit absolutely Christian with phone storytelling? Like what made their video so magnetic and attracted to you as a professional? Um, yeah, the anybody that's doing it consistently, because I mean I follow a gang of nonprofits and I don't see, I maybe see 10% go past my social media that I'm following because they just don't post. It's not even about the algorithm. It's just like when I do, I'm like, what happened with that? And then I'll look and see that they haven't posted in 5 months, you know. So you have to give the algorithm something for you to be able to crush it. And it's so many people that just kind of give up. And it's really just the consistency of it all. Um, and it's never enough video. There's never enough stuff about you, features, collaborations with other media outlets. Get all of that out there to them. They will take that video and put it into the video, the collaborations that they do as well. Because I do it all the time with WCNC and stuff like that. I work with them with other nonprofits and provided them with video. So this just, you also just want to have this in the background just in case for other future stuff. Not even for your stuff per se that you're going to edit, but you want to have it already ready in a Dropbox, ready to go. Hey, I got all the galas from the past 7 years, video, pictures, everything that we've done. So being able to be organized and ready for whatever comes, because it's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna ask you for video. This is only a matter of time. Because I have to do it all the time for my clients. It's like, okay, this donor wants a video about this particular thing I'm doing, so I need to edit up this particular video for this thing. Here you go. So this is only a matter of time. This is not like, oh, optional about video. If you want to crush it regardless, you have to put out video.
Have you seen any videos that stopped you while you were scrolling that from a nonprofit specifically? Anything that they did or something that you saw that you were like, oh, that was really cool, or I need to take note of that. Maybe I could use it in my next video. Something that we could
Oh
probably
yeah.
model.
All the stuff that I've already talked about when they'll have a celebrity or an influencer. You know, that stuff makes you stop. A good story, a hook from the beginning, saying, "Hey, did you know this, and that?" I don't have any off the top of my head right now to like show you right now, but yeah, I have seen those that I've been like, "Oh wow, I learned something, and I want to be able to help this out," you know? And that's what you want people to do in the end is be able like, "Oh, I didn't know this," or "I didn't know I could help this in this way with your nonprofit." And that's what you want people to get to. Is that answer you, Kim?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Oh yeah, no problem. I appreciate the tips on being organized and cataloging video. The nonprofit that shares loads of video, taking pictures and making it. Yeah, it is. It's very important to be organized. And that'll be your biggest thing because in the end you could always pay somebody to edit, but capturing, that's where it gets even more expensive. But if you already there and you captured it and you're logging it for the rest of the team to be able to use later, this makes this 1,000 times easier. So
All right. Thank you, Fela. I think we're right about time. Wow, this was an amazing meeting. So engaging. Thank you, everyone, for the amazing questions. I will be sending the follow-up email with the recording, so you'll get to a chance to review everything. But before we leave, I did drop the post-webinar survey in the chat. Please go ahead and click on that so that you have it up before we close out our meeting today. If there are additional questions that you have for Fela, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think it's okay for them to reach out to
Please
you.
do.
Yeah.
Please do.
So I'll have her LinkedIn and information so that you can reach out to her. Other than that, I think we're good for today. Have a great rest of your week, and yeah, see you next time.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Have a great
Thank
rest
you.
of your day.